Hey toy fans, Aaron here. 2017 is wrapped up, and so it's time to do my top 10 list of toys that I have purchased over this last year. And now to be included in this one, it had to have been released in 2017, and then also I needed to have purchased it. So like Comic-Con Thrawn is unfortunately not included in this because I never got my hands on that figure, that set. So with that said, let's kick off this list. At number 10, I got the 6-inch Black Series Hera. This is really just a solid looking figure, very representative of what we saw in Star Wars Rebels show. Well, there's not like this overwhelming paint job of lots of, dirt wash and things like that. The figure itself just doesn't need it. That's not what Hera is in the show. But what we have here, like I said, is a solid representation, a very good sculpt. The head sculpting looks great. The rest of the body really looks great. I just think that they really nailed the look on that figure. At number 9, got the 6-inch Black Series 40th anniversary Darth Vader. This is so far the best release that we've had of Darth Vader. I think they really nailed this one, knocked it out of the park. I love the red tint in the eyes of the figure. Again, this one is really just another kind of a basic figure where there's not much to it, but they did nail it. They got the texturing and the fabric of the molding. The little spots that needed to be painted were very well done. Plus you got the big cardboard fold-out display set with the plastic frame around it. And you had that early bird style packaging as well. So really just another solid release here. Now this one at number 8 might be a little bit of a cheat, but hey, they're the ones that released it as a 4-pack. And that's the Guardians of Evil set of 6-inch Black Series figures where you had the Blue Senate Guard, the Imperial Guard, the Shadow Guard, and then also the Praetorian Guard. Really, it's a fantastic set. Again, not too much needed, especially on these 3 figures of the Senate Guard, the Royal Guard, and then the Shadow Guard. They could have just stopped with a cloth on the outside of the figure, but they didn't. They went all through, did some sculpting and painting on the inside of the body as well. And the Praetorian Guard also just looks fantastic, very representative of what we saw in the movie. So this entire 4-pack, just a very solid release, nicely done. At number 7, 6-inch Black Series Maz. This is just a fantastic figure. Nicely sculpted. Lots of great painting and detailing done on the figure. You had the goggles on top of the head that could swing down in front of the eyes. Plus you had the little chest included that could open up. That had a great wash, good detailing on it with the added lightsaber hilt, and she came with a blaster. So a very well done release on that figure, I think. And number 6 is the 6-inch Black Series Baze Malthus figure. Typically, Hasbro has a hard time with the human sculpts, and this one, I think they really nailed the sculpting of how the figure, of how Baze looked in the movie. Lots of great detailing to his outfit with his, big weapon, the thing on his back. Unfortunately, it is just a little bit too back heavy, so it takes a little bit of adjusting to get him to stand right, but you can eventually get there. So overall, good figure there. And then that brings us to number 5, 6-inch Black Series Chirrut Emwe. It's a great mix of soft goods and then your regular molded plastic. The head sculpt here I think is fantastic. I like the mix that they did for the eyes where it's a little bit, that washed out look, but you still see a little bit of pupils in there. Plus he came with a couple accessories, that being his staff and then his crossbow. Overall, nice detail to it and another great looking figure. At number 4, I think is the top 6-inch Black Series release of the year, really. It's the Hasbro exclusive Captain Rex figure. You had a very nice packaging with this one, and overall head to toe, I think this was just a perfect 6-inch figure that was released. I like the wear and tear to the paint job that was done, little marks throughout the entire figure. Good head sculpting to him as well, and he just came with a lot of accessories. You had 2 little side pistols, you had a blaster, and then a large blaster rifle as well. This is one figure I have nothing to complain about with it. At number 3 now, this might be another little cheat, but hey, it was released this year as a Toys R Us exclusive, so it counts. And that's going to be MP10 Optimus Prime. I love my Transformers, and, really throw me anything Optimus, Generation 1 that is, and I'm probably going to love it. And this one's no exception. The scale of this figure has been brought down from what was released for the 20th anniversary, 25th anniversary, I forget, but either way, that was a much taller figure. Now we're getting one much more in line with the rest of the Masterpiece collection. It's just, overall, it's a great looking figure, and I'm never going to complain about it. At number 2, I haven't done a review on this one yet, but I love it, and that is the MP36 Megatron. This thing more than makes up for the Generation 1 version that we received when I was a kid. It's got an awesome sculpting to it, in robot mode. Definitely looks like Megatron, and it's still transformed into an excellent looking gun that he should. Plus, with this release of Megatron, you had 3 additional heads, not counting the one that's already included on the figure. You had him smiling, laughing. You had the face crackled as you saw in Transformers the movie, the animated one. And then also that chest plate swapped out for, the regular version. And then it too had a battle damage version. He had multiple accessories included, so there was just so much included in this figure that was packed in there. This was certainly one toy that I just had to make sure I got my hands on. And now for my number 1 toy of the year, BB-8 playset. This is quite a sizable playset. You got lots of opportunities to add some figures throughout the area and different opportunities to recreate some scenes, certainly from The Last Jedi movie. You get your areas that light up, you get your sound effects. It comes with the Force Band that you can do some interaction with that with. But even if it wasn't for the Force Link, this is still overall it's one of the best playsets that I think they've ever released for the Star Wars line. Not the best, but I think it's certainly, top 3? Top 4? Plus, I also like that you can fold it up, put it away, and then it looks like a nice BB-8 unit just sitting against the wall. And for me, this was also the one on Force Friday where that was the whole point. Like, if I got nothing else that night, I wanted to leave with a BB-8 playset in my hand, which I did. Hooray. That wraps up my top 10 list of toys that I had purchased throughout 2017. What are some of your favorites from this last year? I'd love to know. You can let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.